Hey, Hattie, do you think you can hook me up with a Deca hockey horn? There you go. Nice job, Choud. I'm a half Choud. He's a full Choud. That's right. You know I'm gonna talk hockey. Right off the top, after that instant classic in Raleigh. Damn, Hottie, you on meth? You on speed? He's feeling it. Once again, proving what I say every single year, there is no postseason like the NHL postseason. And there is no trophy that's tougher to get your hands on than the Stanley Cup. I'm not coming off that. Now, for a few minutes there, it did look like it might actually be easy for the Golden Knights. All the way up until midway through the third period, it looked like the Canes might be going from double sweeps to opening the playoffs to getting swept out of the Cup final. Down 1-0 in the series, down 2-0 on home ice with 10 minutes left in the third period. Let's just say it was looking very bleak for Carolina. Let's just say cheeks were clenched. Buttholes were puckered.
Butthole poker up.
Then again, if you know anything about Rod Brind'Amour and his Hurricanes, you know this. Their cheeks actually were not clenched. Their buttholes actually were the opposite of puckered. They don't pucker. Not them buttholes. Because these dudes are tough as hell. They believe, and they're not going to stop coming at you until the end of the full 60. And in this case, overtime as well. Because the Canes did somehow pick themselves up off that mat, and they somehow managed to come all the way back and tie that game. And then take a 3-2 lead before Vegas was able to tie it again with less than 90 seconds to play in regulation. You see what I mean? Pretty good game. Actually, what I posted on the X last night was, quote, wild ass game. Shame if you missed it. In fact, shame if you've been listening to me all these years and yet still ignoring me all these years and you're still not tuning in to the Stanley Cup final games. Then that's on you.
For years.
I've only been a broken record about this very topic for years. Years. I've only been banging on this giant drum for decades. I've only been incredibly right this entire time. After the Canes finally put one on the board midway through the third period, that building went from pretty much dead to absolutely electric. Check out the scene after the OT winner as well from Seth Jarvis.
These gentlemen would quiet all the critics wondering where they've been if they score the game winner in overtime. Goss to spare. They score! Seth Jarvis quiets the critics and ignites the crowd.
They have possession. Now they've got some options. The Jarvis one-timer from Goss to spare eludes Carter Hart. Sean, you had just said these gentlemen would really answer a question if they could come through here. Jarvis, the one-timer, it beats Carter Hart. Aho on the assist, and Hart just can't get there. A remarkable third period and overtime.
Man, so good. So good. The one-timer, bam! It's so awesome. How are you missing this? How do you not understand what I've been trying to tell you for so many years? An ionic slapper in Canes history. But at the same time, business as usual for the Canes because they're now 6-0 in overtime during this Stanley Cup playoffs. 6-0 in overtime in this postseason alone. 8 straight playoff OT games going back to last year. And did they ever need this one? Because going back to Vegas down 2-0 while the Knights were still riding a long win streak would have been a disaster. You know, kind of like exactly what the Spurs are facing tonight if things did not go Carolina's way in that OT. Then it's probably series over right then and there, right? Thankfully, that's not how it went down. Thankfully, we now have an even series and an incredibly compelling series. And that's not to say I'm rooting against Vegas or even rooting for Carolina. You know me. I only root for one team, Team Content. and the best series possible. But that Seth Jarvis game-winning slapper in OT is not what people are talking about today. Neither is Carolina's comeback from down 2-0 midway through the third. Neither is Carolina's absurd 6-0, 6-0 overtime record on this playoff run. We're not talking about that. People are not talking about that. All anybody wants to talk about today is the challenge. Now, granted, it was a pretty critical moment in that game, and Vegas is going to hope that we do not end up looking back on that as a critical moment in this series. But in case you messed up and you didn't have the game on, there was a close call in front of the net with the score tied 2-2 late in the third period. Check this out. We're showing it on the stream right now. It's a mess in the crease, and all you can see are bodies and the ref waving it off. They actually called goaltender interference as well as a frozen puck, except other angles show that the puck actually did cross the goal line during all that chaos. Now, right there, if you're watching. Now, anyone who knows hockey knows that this sort of thing happens all the time. Buffalo fan will tell you the Sabres just got screwed by this a couple of weeks back. But as I said then, they didn't really get screwed in the sense that early whistles in the crease happen all the time.
Happens to us all.
Refs, in fact, know to just call it dead. They blow it dead as soon as they lose sight of the puck. John Tortorella, of all people, perform, obviously knows this. But he still thought that it was worth the risk to challenge, even though a failed challenge means an automatic power play for the other team. And to nobody's surprise except Torts, the play was not overturned. The challenge was not successful, and the Hurricanes were awarded a free power play. And then, of course, this happened immediately thereafter.
Gave it back to Svechnikov. Gostisbehere scores! Shane Gostisbehere sent it toward the net. A power play goal. Tipped in by the captain, Jordan Staal.
Key moment we don't see here. Jordan Staal won the draw. They didn't have to go back to their own zone and regroup. Gostisbehere's shot is tipped on the way through. He's shooting this for Aho's stick. It goes right.
Because, of course, especially with all that traffic in front of the net. Yeah, because that didn't backfire or anything. That didn't get the entire building rocking or anything. Look, to me, easy to look back, but to me, the risk-reward was way off on that challenge. To me, it did not seem likely at all that that call would be overturned to a goal, and you just can't risk giving away a free power play in such a low percentage situation, especially to a team that had been horrible on its power play throughout the playoffs. It was only a matter of time, right? But Torts obviously does not care what I or anybody else thinks about, because he came right out after the game and said he would challenge that play 10 out of 10 times.
John, can you take us through what you were thinking on the challenge there, what you saw and how you felt?
I saw a loose puck in front of Freddie. Our player stabbed it, didn't move the goalie, and it goes through him and to the other side. I challenge it 10 out of 10 times.
Of course, what was he going to say? I screwed that up? He's Torts. Look, I can respect it because that's just Torts. The dude does not second guess himself, and to his credit, the guy has done a masterful job in these playoffs. This cup run might even be his crowning achievement of his career, and he's only been in Vegas like 10 minutes. That said, he's going to lose that challenge 10 out of 10 times.
I challenge it 10
So
out of 10
fine.
times.
If he wants to challenge it 10 out of 10 times, what I'm saying is you're going to win maybe once, maybe twice. And is that really worth the risk of giving away a free power play opportunity that immediately did lead to a goal? Now, luckily for Torts, the Knights managed to score, and they did force overtime. Luckily for Torts, you can't blame the result of that challenge because Vegas had overtime to try to win that game, and they still didn't get it done. He's lucky because if Vegas loses that game 3-2 on that freebie power play, then Torts would look a whole lot worse than right now. For the record, here is what my guy RBA said after the game, and I quote, "What I do know, and it happened to us in the first game, when it's called no goal on the ice, it better be 100% to challenge it. That's the rule we go by." End of quote. I'm going to say that's a very good rule to go by. I'm going to say that's a much better rule to go by than challenging if he plays 10 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10 times.
If you're gambling with giving away a free 5-on-4 in a tie game, I'm with Rod Brindamore. You better be 100% sure. In the end, though, I think we all won. Well, not Vegas, but we all won. Everybody except Vegas, because now we have ourselves a series, a compelling series. And as I always say, I will take all the Stanley Cup hockey I can get because there's nothing else like it. Case in point, the dude who ate a slap shot last night. Not saying that I want to see that. Not saying that I'm rooting for that. I'm just saying this is what happens in that sport. What other sport are you ever going to see anything like a dude getting nailed right in the face, dead on, by a slap shot? Scary. Oh, scary, scary stuff. Because in most cases, NHLers can lose a mouthful of teeth and not even miss a shift. My man went right to the hospital.
Right in my face.
So if you're listening and you're not seeing this, Braden McNabb actually took this slapper off the visor first. Imagine if he took that straight on. Imagine if there was no visor to redirect it or slow it down a little. Imagine if that was directly puck to face. An 87-mile-per-hour slappy straight right to the face. In other words, just another day in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Scary, though. Really scary. See, this is what I'm saying. There's nothing like this. No other sport is like this. And are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
If you're not, you're either not watching or you are clinically dead. Or you're just wrong. It's so good. Another wild ass game. Incredible.